Let's build one of the classic vintage Star Wars playsets, the Death Star space station from 1978, made by Kenner. I'll take you through all the parts that make a complete set, how to put it together and care for it, and the features of this classic toy.
And I looked all over the internet trying to find an instruction video to help me put this together, and I couldn't find one anywhere, so I'm just gonna make my own. So here you go. When it was released in 1978, it sold for $17.87, which in today's prices with inflation is $83.52. It dominated the toy aisles in stature as the toy itself stands 20 inches tall and has 4 floors with play options on each floor. The box art is very iconic. The front shows 2 kids at play with the orange background that makes this box stand out on shelves. I happen to have the 1978 LP version. On the back is the line art version of the front photo, and on the sides, various color photos of the levels. The top and bottom have the Star Wars logo with the name of the playset underneath. Alright, so for now, let's open this up and see what's inside. And lucky for me, I have the original instruction sheet that it came with. So let's start by showing all the parts that this comes with. 1 roof, a plastic rope, laser cannon, 3rd floor that comes with a seat for the laser cannon, 1 ledge, 2 thick stock cardboard instrument panel walls, the Dianoga trash monster, the 2nd floor ledge, 2 parts for the bridge assembly, the 1st floor, a trap door, the trash compactor, the elevator shaft, the bridge column support, 3 1st floor columns, 3 2nd floor columns, 2 3rd floor columns, and finally 2 support walls. I am missing the foam for the trash compactor, but in my loose creature run, I bought a separate trash compactor for my loose Dianoga trash monster, and it came with the foam in a plastic container. And if I find another one for sale that I can keep with this playset, I will. But for now, that's missing, and it's often missing in a lot of playsets that I see for sale. I'm also missing the cardboard insert, and this is what it would have looked like if you're looking for one. I probably won't go hunting for one, but if I find someone selling an original insert, I may have to rethink about buying it. I'm also missing the original mini Kenner catalog, but I can always pick that up separately at a fair cost, and I've seen sellers posting these for about $15 sometimes. And I'm missing the original plastic baggies that would have contained the loose pieces, but it is super rare to find an example with those still inside the baggies. Sometimes they've been sitting inside a box and getting dusty, so when you buy these and take them home, the first thing you want to do is give them a good clean. And I use all of these tools right here. And the first one may surprise you. It's a makeup brush kit. I use this to lightly dust the entire item, and I really try to get dust brushed out from cracks and crevices. Then I use canned air to get the areas that are very hard to get. I like using canned air because sometimes there is a lot of dust buildup that happens in certain areas, and before I wash the item, I try to get as much dirt off as possible so it doesn't get caked up after it's wet. After that, I separate the parts into ones that I can clean in the sink and ones that I can't due to stickers being applied. For the items that have stickers on it, I use these wipes. They are fragrance-free wipes. I wouldn't use these on collectibles that have paint applications on them, but since this playset is mold-injected colored plastic, it's fine for this. After I apply the wipes, I let them air dry away from the sun. And just for a note, I never put any of my collection in direct or indirect sunlight ever. My whole collection room, it's completely blacked out. And I do that to avoid any unnecessary UV light that may hit my figures and make them fade and deteriorate over time. For the items that I want to lightly rinse and clean, I get warm water ready and add a drop of mild dish soap. Then using a soft toothbrush, I gently clean the surface of the items. Then I let these dry for a day, again, out of direct sunlight. And all of these items that I use to clean are linked below in the description of this video. And they're also available at my website, thepadawancollector.com, in the Collector Depot section. So now that everything is clean, let's put it together using the instruction sheet. First, snap the trap door into place on the 1st floor, then attach the support wall to the 1st floor. Hook the 1st floor into the elevator shaft, then attach the ledge to the topmost rib area of the elevator shaft. Add the 1st floor columns and make sure you place them facing the correct way. They only fit in one way, so if you're trying to force them in, don't. They should slide in without force. Add the bridge support column. Next, connect the bridge to the 2nd floor. The bridge extends in and out. Then place the second floor onto the floor columns. Add the second floor columns to the second floor, and again, the columns only fit in one way, so don't force them in or you're gonna break them. Place the third floor onto the columns and hook this onto the elevator shaft. Next, place the third floor columns into place. One of my columns is unfortunately broken, but it still works, and if I can, I'll try to replace that. Then place the roof over the elevator and connect it to the columns. Next, slide the trash compactor into the first floor slot. The blue trash compactor gear should be facing the outside. Hang the small plastic rope on the hook under the third floor. Now, carefully slide the instrument panels into the slots. These can easily fray, so really take your time with these. Now, place the laser cannon on the third floor. If something doesn't fit well, it's most likely backwards or upside down. To make the trash compactor active, turn the gear to compress or detract the mechanism. This is where you can recreate the famous trash compactor scene. The trap door on the second floor opens up to have the figures fall into the trash compactor, and there's a door to the trash compactor so that our heroes can escape the trash monster. And for the famous bridge scene, you can hang Luke and Leia up to make their escape from the stormtroopers. And there are plenty of figure pegs throughout the entire playset that you can arrange figures on for display. On the elevator shaft, you can open it by turning the transparent door. There's a plastic latch on the side where you can lift the characters up to the next floors, and you can turn the latch to lock the elevator into place. On the top floor for the laser cannon, now the one that came with my playset doesn't latch on correctly. There's a spring mechanism that's broken on mine, but lucky for me, a viewer named Phil J has generously sent me a new spring and latch mechanism. So let's put that on. First, remove the third floor and take the cannon off, as well as the cannon seat. At the base of the cannon seat are 2 screws. Remove those with a Phillips head screwdriver. This removes the bottom panel holding the spring mechanism. You can see that mine was broken. Now let's replace this with the unbroken latch and new spring. Place the latch with the circle base down the hole and the spring on top. Then line the base cover over the top and replace the screws. And it works. The cannon can swivel and rise up and down. And there's a lever. When you push it, the cannon explodes. Now, I just went over all the items and what I'm missing. So when you're shopping for vintage items and you see something like this that you like, it's very important not only to know what the complete boxed items are going for in the current market, it's also important to do your homework and know exactly what comes inside the box. So you can use that info to either accept the price being offered if everything's included, or if some items are missing or broken, this is your time to use that knowledge to negotiate a price with the seller. I think this is one of the best vintage playsets out there, not just for Star Wars, but all toy lines. The durability, the multiple levels for endless play, and the fact that it's a great display for your toys makes it something that you can actively use and also place in a display configuration for all your toys. To see other videos building classic vintage toys and more, click on these videos on the screen now. And as always, my friends, thank you, and I will see you next time.